Hey guys, what's going on? It's Waldo, and today we're here for the first episode of my NHL 16 Be a GM mode with the Philadelphia Flyers. If you caught my channel update, you'd know that we had to restart this series because I lost all the footage from my previous GM mode, so we're going to restart this series, but that's fine. That's a positive thing. It's all good. I skipped past most of the beginning stuff, so we can just take a look at my settings here. So we're going to keep authentic cap penalties on. BGM length is 25. It won't go 25 years, don't worry, but we're just going to keep it at 25. Superstar difficulty, hardcore game style, authentic draft pick ownership. Injuries are on. I'm debating leaving them on or off during the regular season. We'll see. Period length 20 minutes, trade difficulty medium, and waivers are off. Assistant coach edits lines. That's going to be that's no. Auto rotate goalies off. I'd like to have some liberty in determining when my goalies get the start as opposed to my assistant coach. So yeah, that's a personal thing. I'm going to leave it off though. Authentic, yada yada yada. This stuff's all fine. We're going to turn off player morale because I think it was a cool concept, but it's just so easy to cheat the system. All you got to do is like pick the second option, and it's always positive morale. It was a cool concept. I hope they build upon it, but in this year's game, it's not the best. It's not the greatest, which is understandable, but we're going to turn that off for this GM mode. So start career. We're going to keep the salary cap on. As you see, we are actually over the salary cap. So as I mentioned in my channel update, one of the things I really want to do in this series is involve you guys, which is something I didn't really do in my previous BAGM mode. So this is definitely something I want to do in this one. I want to involve you guys. Now in this GM mode, in this episode, I'm gonna make a couple trades. But it's really nothing major. Don't worry about it. It's just it's a cap dump. It's a salary dump, so we can get some cap space. But before that, let's take a look at the roster of the Philadelphia Flyers. Here we go. Where do you see that? Manage rosters. And edit, no, roster moves, I think. Is this it? Why is it not? Okay. I had to press the X button like a few times there. Okay. So let's take a look at centers. By the way, I'm sorry if I mispronounce any names here. Names are not my strong suit. But we have Claude Giroux, $7.98 million for the next. Does it tell you anywhere? No. Okay. Does it tell you? Okay, yeah. So for the next 7 years, Claude Giroux is going to be making $7.98 million. Obviously, an elite first line forward, center, 90 overall. 5-star puck skills, 5-star census, 5-star shooting, 4.5-star defense, 5-star skating, and 3.5-star physical. So obviously the physical category, it brings him down just a little bit, but 90 overall, that's still very impressive. He's 27, so he won't be getting any better, but obviously he's going to be our first line center for a while. Braden Shen, 86 overall. He is 24 years old. His potential is a medium top 6 forward, so he still has a couple years left to grow. He is currently listed as a second line forward. Sean Couturier, he is also listed as a second line forward. He has high potential top 6 forward. He's only 22 years old, so he has a while. So he might get to 90 overall. I don't know if he will. I'm not too experienced with this game, this GM mode. I don't know what players grow, what players don't, what players stay the same, So, I mean, ideally, I'd like him to get to, maybe 87, 88. I think that'd be good. And I think over these next 4 years, he can definitely get there. Because you see, he has 4.5 stars in every category except physical, but that's 4 stars as well. So, he's definitely going to be a building block here. Sam Gagner, 83 overall. He's considered a third line scoring forward. His potential is a medium top 6 forward. This is his last year to grow, so maybe he'll get to 84, 85, but this is probably as good as you're going to get with him. Scott Lawton, 80 overall. Right now he's considered a depth forward, but he does have the potential to be a top 6 forward. 21 years old, so a lot of time left to grow. And then Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, he is 30 years old. His role in this game is considered a minor scoring forward, and he is considered a bottom 6 forward. So those are the centers. I'm going to go check in the system later. Looking at left wingers. It's definitely a weak spot on this team, the left wing position. Michael Raffel is our best player, or best left winger, I should say. Left wing sniper, 26 years old, third scoring line forward. He has the potential to be a top 6 forward, but this is his last year to grow because, as I mentioned, he is 26. RJ Umberger, he is 82 overall, 33 years old. His potential is a top 9 forward, and you see his role there is a third scoring line forward. Obviously, we'd like to get him off the team as quick as possible, as would we, as start to speak some English here. We'd also like to get LeCavier off the team as quick as possible, too, because of his cap. It does not make any sense to be paying this guy $4 million for the next 3 years. He does not have a role on this team. Just like in real life, you see his role as a depth forward. His potential is a top 9, 35 years old. We should definitely try to find a team to take on this guy's contract. I doubt we'd get much for him. If anything, good. I mean, honestly, I would take a 7th round pick just to take his salary off the books. That's the main goal. And then our final left winger, Chris Van de Velde, bottom 6 forward, 28 years old. His role is a minor scoring forward. And I keep pressing the circle button. There we go. Okay, awesome. And now we move on to right wingers, where we have 2 elite talents. We have Jakub Voracek. You see he's 26, so this is his last year to grow, but he's already 90 overall. 5-star puck senses, 5-star senses, 5-star shooting, 4-star defense, 4-star physical, but 5-star skating. This guy's as good as you're going to get, honestly. I doubt he grows too much more, maybe to 91 overall, but I think this is probably as good as you're going to get. And obviously he's considered a first-line forward. Wayne Simmons also the potential to be an elite right winger. He's a two-way forward, first line. You see he's really good all across the board. 4.5 star in everything except puck skills and skating, which is 5-star, which is incredible. So he's definitely a building block here too, and he's only getting paid $3.795 million for how many years? I want to say 4, right? Yeah, 4 years. And then we also have Ryan White. He is a bottom 6 forward, 27 years old. He's a good PK guy. And his role right now is a 4th line forward. Matt Reed, I imagine he's a 3rd scoring line forward. Yep. He is potential to be a top 6 forward. Obviously, that's exact because he is 29 years old. He could definitely be traded at some point this year, too, because we do have a lot of depth down in the system, which you're going to see in a second. But that is our right wing situation. Okay, forwards, defense. So let's take a look at defense. Our best D-man is Mark Streit. His role is a top 4 defenseman, 37 years old. Definitely trade bait right here, obviously. Trade him to a team for, maybe a 2nd or a 3rd round pick around the trade deadline, as long as he doesn't get injured. Radko Gudas, another top, well, actually, yeah. Is Strider? Yeah, so Streit is our only top 4 defenseman. Then we also have 4 top 6 defensemen and 2 minor league top 2. So defense right now is definitely very weak. But we do have a lot of help coming in the system, so I'm not too concerned. But anyway, Radko Gudas, he's an enforcer, as you can tell. The physical category, 93 aggressiveness, 90 body checking, 87 strength, 85 defensive awareness, 88 shot blocking, 85 stick checking. So, he's your typical defensive defenseman, enforcer. He has the potential to be a top 4 defenseman, and he is 83, and he does have a couple years to grow. But I don't know really if he has a role on this team. He might, don't get me wrong, but we could also trade him as well. Of course, that was the guy we got in the Coburn trade. Was that last year? Luke Shen, obviously he just got traded in real life. He could definitely get traded in this GM mode too. There's a lot of guys on this team that can be traded this year, potentially. Which isn't a bad thing, don't get me wrong. Luke Shen, another defensive defenseman, 5-star physical, 4.5-star defense, 4-star skating, but obviously his offensive categories, his senses, puck skills, shooting, they are a little low. His potential is a low top 6 defenseman, 25 years old. I doubt he's going to get much better than 83. Keep going down the line here. Michael Delzato, a low top 6 defenseman. He too has a couple years left to grow. Role right now is a top 6 defenseman. Obviously, he is your prototypical offensive defenseman. You see his puck skills 4.5 star, shooting 4-star, His physical is only 3-star. His defense is 4-star. That defensive awareness of 82. I don't really like that too much, but obviously I'm gonna say a lot. He's trade bait as well. A lot of these guys are, especially with all the depth we have coming up in the next few years. Nick Schultz, he is 33 years old. His current role is a top 6 defenseman. Nothing too special there. And then obviously our two guys who current role is a minor top 2 defenseman. Evgeny Medvedev, the guy we got from Russia. You see his potential is a 7th defenseman, 33 years old. Nothing special there. And Brandon Manning, I believe he is 25. He does have the potential to be a top 6 defenseman, but as of right now, his role is a minor league top 2 defenseman. So we'll see what happens there. He has a couple years left to grow as well. And then, of course, a goalie, Steve Mason, 87 overall. We're paying him $3.915 million for the next 2 years. 4.5-star reflexes, 4.5-star puck control, and 5-star athletic. Potential to be an elite goalie right now. I guess he didn't really meet that potential because right now he's only a starting goalie, and he can't grow anymore since he's 27 years old. And we also have Michael Neuvert, 27 years old, starting goalie. So we do have 2 starting goalies on this team. So I mean, potentially we could trade one of them for some help at a different position, but I don't know if we're going to do that because in the system, and I guess we'll start right now. In the system, our best option is La Barbera because Stolarz is not even close to being ready. You see his role as an other goalie. He does have the potential to be a starter. He does have the potential to be a starter, but he's only 21 years old, and he only has 2.5-star reflexes, 2-star puck control, 3-star athletics. So he's definitely not ready to come up to the NHL club right now. Our best bet right now is obviously Barbera, which is not a good thing, but we'll make do. Oops, meant to go through the system. So those are the goalies we have in the system, and now let's check centers. So we have Nick Cousins. He is 22 years old. His potential is a medium bottom 6 forward. His role right now is an other forward. His physical and defensive categories are pretty low, but he is a playmaker, so I guess that's kind of to be expected. Who is this? Is this Tim Brent? Yep, that's Tim Brent, 31 years old. So this is a depth guy, I guess. So if injuries do happen, I guess this would be one of the guys you'd want to call up because we don't have too many better options. His role right now is a minor scoring forward. His potential was an AHL top 6 forward, 31 years old. So he's really, here, I guess, for injuries. I doubt he's going to, how much years do we have him for? 1 year. So, yeah, at the end of the year, he's definitely not going to be re-signed. And then this is the guy we drafted, obviously, in the first round this year. This was our second first-round pick. The first was, obviously, Provorov, as we're going to see when we get to defense. But this guy's been lighting up in real life, actually, which has been awesome. I've been watching a lot of highlights from him. It's going to be so exciting to watch this kid finally come up to the NHL squad. Hopefully next year. You see, he's a center playmaker, high top 6 forward potential, 18 years old. So we're going to have this guy for a very long time. I doubt, he'll be up with us next year in this game. Just, he's 62 overall. I doubt he's going to jump enough to warrant consideration for the NHL squad next year. But either way, it's going to be fun watching him both in real life and in this game. Moving on to left wingers. Oops. We have, who is this? David Case, a left wing playmaker. Potential is a medium bottom 6 forward, 18 years old. He still has a lot of developing left to do, as you can tell. A 2-star shooting category, 2-star defense. So we do have a lot of playmakers, it seems, in the system. Taylor Lear, he is a 2-way forward. He was actually up with the squad in real life for a little bit. What was it? A couple months ago. Bottom 6 forward, medium potential, 21 years old. So I can definitely, he could definitely be, a nice grindy type of guy to put on our 3rd or 4th line in the penalty kill. We'll see. Peter Straka, 67 overall. He's another playmaker. Bottom 6 forward, 23 years old. So he has a few years left to grow. Who's this? Tyrell Goulbourne. He probably doesn't have a spot on this team. You see the potential is a low AHL top 6 forward. So I doubt he's ever going to see the NHL squad. He's still on his rookie deal, so he has 3 years left before we let him go, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Oscar Lindblom, left wing 2-way forward. His potential is AHL top 6, 19 years old. Obviously, he is 19, but the categories right now, they're not looking too good. 1-star defense, 2-star physical, 2-star shooting, 2.5-star skating, and when your potential is an AHL top 6 forward, they're going to get better, obviously, but they won't get too much better. And then final left wing prospect, Radel Fazliv, left wing playmaker. So what is that? 3 playmaking left wings here in the system. 59 overall. Sorry about that, guys. I forgot that it's been a while since I've done a YouTube video. I forgot that this had a 15-minute limit. But anyway, we were talking about Fazliv here, another left wing playmaker, AHL top 6 forward. So we'll see what comes of him. Moving on to right wingers. We have Aaron Palushaj. I know I just butchered that name. I'm pretty sure that's not how you say it. A right wing two-way forward, 26 overall. This is another guy where if we have any injuries, this is probably one of the guys we're going to want to call up. You see 76 overall, so he won't get too much better. Maybe 77 or 78, but honestly, I doubt it. His role right now is a minor scoring forward. We have Brandon Alderson. His potential is a low AHL bottom 6 forward. Right now his role is an other forward. 69 overall. He has a few years left to grow at 23 years old. Derek Mathers. He's an enforcer. I doubt this guy's ever going to see time on the team. You see his role is actually is a fourth line forward, not like a minor or a depth forward. But his potential is only an AHL top 6 forward. He's 22 years old. And honestly, I really don't like having enforcers on the team. I don't think they add a lot. I mean, obviously his discipline's 60, so he's going to be taking a lot of penalties. He doesn't contribute offensively or defensively, so I don't really think it would help us to have him on the team at all. Kyle McDonald, this is definitely the guy we're going to call up if any injuries occur. He's 80 overall. His potential is a bottom 6 forward. Role is a depth forward, which is perfect. He'll spend some time on the AHL squad, and if we need him, we'll call him up to the NHL team. And you see, he's a pretty solid player. So if injuries do happen, this is, I mean, obviously you can get better than him, but, he's a pretty solid option. And then Albe Kubel, right wing sniper, which is always nice. His potential is a high bottom 6 forward, 19 years old. His role right now is an other forward. Here's our second round draft pick, I believe. Oh, yeah, it says right up there. Second round draft pick last year, 48th overall. So we'll see if he can develop into something good. Then, as I mentioned earlier, the help with defense in the system is incredible. So, obviously we have McDonald. We're not going to talk about him, but we have Robert Haig. He is a high top 4 defenseman. That's his potential. Right now, his role is a minor top 2, but he could definitely be on the squad next year. He's only 20 years old. He's a two-way defenseman. And obviously, we have Travis Sanheim. We're just going to go down the list here. His potential is a low top 4 defenseman, but I think he'll, he should reach it. In real life, he's been doing, incredible. He was our first round pick last year. Right now, his role is a minor top 4 defenseman, so he'll continue to develop. Only 19. This was our first round draft pick this past year. See potential medium elite. His role right now is a minor top 6. I mean, if he develops quick enough, maybe he'll be on the team next year. I mean, he is already 73 overall. If he can get a really good jump next year, he could definitely, see the team as a top 6 defenseman, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Shane Gostisbehere, otherwise known as Ghost Bear. See, he's an offensive defenseman, high top 4 defenseman. Right now, he's a minor depth defenseman. Obviously, he's on the NHL club. In real life, I doubt he's going to reach it this season, seeing as he's 72 overall, unless he really develops quickly. But he'll definitely be on the team, if not next year, the following year. Mark Alt, I believe this is Mark Alt. Yeah, Mark Alt, defensive defenseman. This is another depth guy. You see his potential as a 7th defenseman. Role minor league top 6. You see his physical category 3.5 star. His defensive awareness is 77. That's not too good, but I guess there could be worse options. Samuel Morin, defensive defenseman. This was our first round pick in 2013. Top 4 defenseman potential. He is 20 years old, 70 overall. I think he could definitely get up to, I don't know, I'd say 80, 81, 82, 83, somewhere around there when all is said and done. I mean, he still has, 6 years left to develop, so he should definitely turn into a good defenseman for us. I mean, you see, obviously he is your prototypical defensive defenseman. Puck skill is 1 star, senses half a star, shooting 3 stars, but his defense 3 stars, skating 3.5 stars, physical 3.5 stars. Those are obviously more developed than his offensive categories, which is to be expected. Jesper Patterson, nothing special here. AHL top 2 defenseman. Right now his role is an other defenseman, 21 years old. And who's this? Myers. Yeah, Philippe Myers, defensive defenseman, another guy, AHL top 2 defenseman. That's his potential, so we probably won't see him on the team at all. So that's the team. Now, what I want to do is trade. If we go back to NHL, there's 2 trades I want to make in this video. I want to get rid of 2 of our left wingers. I want to get rid of LeCavier and Umberger. That way we can just free up some cap space. Because see right now at the top right, our team salary is 69.15 mil, and we only have 1.75 mil in cap space. I definitely like to get rid of that. So right now I want to. Where do you go for this? I think it's trade and improve. Awesome. So I'm gonna propose a trade. Now, the tough thing is finding somebody that wants LeCavier. So, where is LeCavier? Let's go to left wing. Okay, so Anaheim does want him. But they don't have salary cap. See, I don't really want to take cap back. I want to find a team that like actually wants LeCavier that has cap space. Okay, yes, the Arizona doesn't want him. Well, Boston doesn't have any cap space. Buffalo maybe. No, they don't want him. Carolina doesn't have. Actually, they should be fine with that, right? Do they want him? No, they don't want him. No cap space. No cap space. No. I should probably wait until after the preseason to do this, shouldn't I? Because then that's when the cap. I think that's when like the caps actually like. Does Florida want him? No. Oh, New Jersey. New Jersey's got to want him, right? Come on. No? Well, I mean, yeah, that's obviously. Nashville, maybe? Oh, okay. Nashville wants him, and they have the cap space. So, let's try to see. So, what's LeCavier's trade value? It's not very high. So, the best thing I think I can get out of this is maybe like a 3rd round pick. Because, let me see. Oops. All skaters. Let me just check their potential guys real quick. There's former Flyer Shea Weber, if you guys want to see that. Who's this guy? That's is that Justin Kirkland? Yeah, Justin Kirkland, 19 years old, power forward. I wouldn't mind taking this guy on. His potential is a medium top 9, but I mean we'd be getting, you know, something back at least. A high bottom 6 forward. Okay. Maybe we don't need defense. It'd be cool to get Forsberg, but no, we're not doing that. What about this Arvidsson guy? Because they want to give him up too. Right, we don't need more playmakers though. I mean, we have enough of those. Although, I mean, it wouldn't hurt. I mean, they want to give him up. But that's what. Yeah, no. See, that's way too much trade value. No. Way too much trade value. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get any good potential guys out of this. Who's this? Yeah, well, his trade value is actually more. No, I can't do that. Who's this guy? This Devane guy. Jamie Devane, a left-wing grinder. But he only has a couple more years to develop. His physical category is good, but other than that, his discipline's only 60. Yeah, no. Yeah, okay. Let's just try to get a draft pick out of this. Hold on. So let's just try to get a draft pick out of this. Do they want to give up any draft picks? They don't want to give up any draft picks. That's a shame. Oh wait, no. This is I forget. For some reason, this starts like down there. Okay, good. So they want to give up their draft picks. Could I get a 3rd round pick out of? No. Maybe if I gave them like a 4th. Oh, they want my 3rd though. If I threw in the 4th, would that work? That might go through because they want LeCavier. They want to give up their 3rd round pick, and the 4th round pick, that's just to sweeten the deal. So would they give? What do you think? LeCavier and a 4th for Nashville's 3rd. Would that work? On behalf of Nashville, I'm going to decline this offer, but I have to give you credit for doing a good job on a proposal that would otherwise be considered fair value. Ultimately, however, considering the need this offer would address, we don't think it makes sense to take on the salary. Yeah, see, that's the problem. Like, this guy's making way too much money. Yeah, okay, that's a shame. Well, now hold on a second. If I got, like, a 3rd round pick, right? If I added maybe, like, I don't know. Let me add the Kings' 6th round pick and a 7th round pick, because I'm never going to use those. So could we get it for maybe LeCavier, a 4th, a 6th, and the 7th for a 3rd? Would that work? Based on... yeah, see, they don't want to take on his salary, which stinks, but... Okay, do they want... Do they have the cap space? They do. Oh, and they want LeCavier. Okay, let's see. Let's see if this works. And they want to give... but they don't want to give up their 3rd. They want to give up their 4th. I'm kind of trying to get a 3rd out of this. Does Ottawa want him? No. This is going to be a long video, homies. I'm sorry about that. Does Winnipeg want him by any chance? Nah. That would have been perfect landing spot. This is going to be tough. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to simulate to the start of the season, because then maybe these cap figures will get reset. So I will be right back. All right, homies. So here we are at the start of the first season. You see we have a game against Tampa Bay Lightning. We did not do too good in the preseason. We went 2-5, but that's not the issue. Right now the issue is trying to trade Vincent LeCavier. So let's see if we can do that. Trade and improve. So propose a trade. So let's see if these cap figures... Okay, yeah, so see the cap figures are fixed now. So let's find LeCavier. There we go. No, they're not. Whoops. I hate how it does this too, because like you can't just scroll past the teams. Like you got to like go into this and go out to see if they're interested, which is... We might have to trade him to a team that... What's LA? LA could take him on. Do they want him? Oh, and they want him. Let's do the same thing that we did in real life. Let me see. Can I get a 3rd round pick out of this? Do they want to give up their 3rd round pick? Oh, they do. I wonder if I can pull this. Let me try. And then maybe I'll give them a 4th, a 5th. Would that work? LeCavier, a 4th and a 5th for a 3rd. Is there anybody on this team that I would want? Skaters matching the block. Yeah, let's get Wheel back. Let's just do the same exact thing we did in real life. Let's get Wheel back. No, we're not going to do that. So, LeCavier, a 4th and a 5th for the Kings' 3rd round pick. Would they do that? We don't think it's... see, nobody wants to take on this guy's salary. It's crazy. Well, I mean, it's not crazy, but I don't know how I'm ever going to get rid of this guy. Like, I don't want to do it, but, like, do I have to give up my 3rd just to do this? If I threw in their 6th and another 6th, would that work? So, a 4th, a 5th, 2 6th, and LeCavier for the LA Kings. Would that work? Oh my gosh. Alright, if they don't want this 3rd, then I don't know what I'm going to do. Because, you know, this is really getting out of hand. Because now, LeCavier, a 3rd, a 4th, a 5th, and a 6th for their 3rd round pick. Would this work? They don't want to... Oh my gosh. If I ask for their 4th round pick, would that work? So LeCavier, a 3rd, a 4th, a 5th, a 6th for a 4th round pick. Would that work? No, see, they don't want to take on LeCavier. Okay, what about New Jersey? They want to give up their 4th, but I'm not going to give up my 3rd in this. How do you... Okay. Pressing the square button. How do you remove this? Oh, they have too much skaters. Alright, let's take back their worst skater. Skaters matching the block. Nah, I don't want him. All skaters. Let's just take this guy. Okay, so would this work? LeCavier, a 4th, a 5th, and a 6th for their 4th, and a guy that's never going to see the ice for our team. They don't want to take on the salary of LeCavier. Okay, this is going to be really tough. They don't want to. Would the Islanders feel like it? Let me just trade in for... Do they want to give up draft picks? They do. They're 4th. Could I get their 4th at... Oh, they would have too many skaters now. Okay. Let's just get their worst forward, I suppose. Yeah, this guy, why not? Oh, he was on the Flyers. Ben Holmstrom. Pros a trade. No, they don't want... Oh, my gosh. Yeah, this is not going to happen. This is really not going to happen. Unless I include, like, another player, this really isn't going to happen. Yeah, maybe Carolina? I don't know. Let me get maybe their 5th round pick. Why not? And they want to give it up. Their 5th. Come on. You can give up a 5th round pick for LeCavier. Come on. No. What about if I added, like, a player, right? Like, let me... What about if I added... Oh, they want McDonald. Yeah, let me actually... If I traded McDonald with LeCavier, because, I mean, McDonald, you know, 5 years left. The contract's an eyesore. But, you know, he's 29 years old, 83 overall. He's a solid top 6 defenseman. For a, I think if... Could I get a 4th round pick if I did this? So, LeCavier, McDonald, a 5th, a 6th for Carolina's 4th. Would that go through? No, see, we're not going to be able to trade LeCavier. So, unfortunately, we're just going to leave LeCavier scratched the whole year, I think, because nobody wants him. So, unless... Can I just... What's the cap hit if I release him right now, hypothetically? Can I do that? Yeah, that one. List all contracts. So, no. There we go. And then go to left wing. What am I looking at if I release him right now? Can I release him? Can you release somebody? Trade for asset. Oh, that just brings you to this screen. If I don't know. If I took back someone with cap on the Ducks that only had like 1 year left on their deal. This is tough. How about this Bieksa guy? Oh, I don't know. He's a top 4 defenseman. Well, his role is a top 6. I would get them out of their cap, right? Yeah, maybe Bieksa. Would that work? Ah, no, the trade values though. What about if I added... Because I really want to get rid of this guy. It's really bad that I want to get rid of this guy so badly. I'll throw in a 3rd. So, LeCavier and a 3rd for Bieksa. Would that go through? Ah, see, nothing I'm going to do will... Yeah, so LeCavier is untradeable. So we're stuck with him for the next 3 years. What about Umberger? If we can't trade LeCavier, you might as well try to trade Umberger. So Anaheim wants him. What about Nashville? Because they wanted LeCavier, so maybe they want Umberger. Yeah, they want him. So let's try maybe draft picks. 3rd round. So, oh wow, Umberger's is actually higher than... So, could I get a 3rd and then a potential player here? Let me see here. Oh, they don't want to give up Kirkland anymore. Oh, they don't want to give up any of these guys anymore. What about maybe this who's this guy? This Cal Jarnkrok guy. He's a low top 9 forward, 24 years old. Maybe this Kirkland, because we do need some left wingers, right? Oh, but he's not signed. So I'd have to sign him. Let me. Could I get this in the deal? So Kirkland, and then maybe if I threw in like, I don't know. If I threw in, do they want draft picks? They do. They want my 3rd. I won't do that, but I'll give you my 4th and my 5th. So yeah, that that could work. Umberger, a 4th and a 5th for Nashville's 3rd and Kirkland. Would that work? You aren't where you need to be in value offered, nor are we particularly interested in what you are sending us. So if I added maybe a 6th, 2 6th. If I added 2 6th, would that go through? So Umberger, a 4th, a 5th, and 2 6th for their 3rd round pick in Kirkland. Would that work? Now, okay, so I want to get rid of these guys because I can't wait all day. I really don't want to trade my 3rd round pick, but if I traded my 3rd, a 5th, a 6th, and a 6th for their 3rd and Kirkland, would that work? I don't, see, now that's fine. I mean, I doubt anybody will think Nashville came out on the short end of the stick with this trade, so it's a done deal. That's fine. I mean, I wasn't looking for this to be an even trade. All this is a cap dump. That's all this is. Just like that Umberger for Hartnell trade the Flyers made a few years ago. That wasn't because they thought Umberger was better than Hartnell. That was simply for cap reasons. That's all this move was for cap reasons. So, best roster. So, we managed to unload Umberger. Let's see maybe if we can unload McDonald while we're at it. I would not be opposed to unloading McDonald. Yeah, so McDonald... Because you see his contract, it's only, can I not? Because you see his contract, it says 0.95. That's only because he's in the minors. That's not his contract. He's actually making a lot more than that. So, hold on, wait a minute. Yeah, exit. Let me call him up to the, actually, hold on. I gotta go back here. To manage roster, roster moves, and then we have to call up McDonald, defense, and then McDonald, confirm. Yeah, so now this should work. It should show his actual salary. Wow. That's crazy that they did that because that's not his actual salary. That's actually, I might actually keep him up on the NHL team because then we'd have 5 top 6s and a top 4. Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna do that, and then I'll send down Brandon Manning. Yeah. Oh no, actually, what I need to. Wait, what? Oh, I'm at 21 skaters. Okay, that's what I thought. Best lines. So Tim Brent's is the captain at Lehigh Valley. That's awesome. Who are our captains here? Giroux. Okay. Wanted to make sure. So I think that's all the moves we're gonna make. I'm not gonna bore you guys through the lines. I'll show you guys them in the next video. I'll just do those off camera. But actually, you know what? This is actually a pretty good time for you guys to give me your input for the first time. So looking at the lines here, what do you think the line should be? No. So what do you think the line should be? Should we have Simmons, Drew, Voracek on the first line altogether? Or do you think we should maybe just use Drew and Voracek and put Simmons on the second line? What do you think? What do you think we should do? So let me know what you think the line should look like. So this is what they look like right now. These are the best lines. Looking at defense, what do you think the pairing should be? Yeah, so just let me know what do you think the line should be. That'd be awesome. And yeah, I think that's about it. So once again, thanks for watching this video, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you for episode 2. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day.